When I was 14, tons of cassette tapes that I wanted to listen to very loud. So what I would do is I would go out to the parking lot and I would, grab my dad's keys and I would just flip the tapes in the car and just keep on listening to music really, really loud for hours.
In the 80s, the early 80s, there was a beginning market of what they called aftermarket audio, where people would buy a car, they would take it to a store, the store would rip out the sound system that they bought with the car and put in a higher quality sound system. The biggest marketplace wasn't a store that would take out the old and put in the new. The biggest potential market was just build it into the car when the car is built.
Dr. Wiesner, who was president of MIT, and I were in his office generally discussing acoustics. And I remarked at one point to him that one day it would be possible, in my opinion, to make better sound in a car than in a home.
The car happens to be a particularly hostile acoustic environment. Doing a good job in that with no knowledge of the car that something's being installed in is virtually impossible.
It has to sound, very spacious, it has to sound very enveloping, it has to have all the right frequencies, and you have to be able to listen to it at any volume.
I was about to leave, and Dr. Wiesner said, "Do you really want to leave this as an academic discussion? Or do you want to do something about it?"
People were building high-end audio systems for cars, but mostly it meant bigger woofers and more speakers and more power and so forth. No one thought about using this fact that the acoustics were under your control, the location of the listeners was under your control, so that a music system could be designed for that model car. And this was essentially a new industry. No one had ever done this before. I was there when he made his major presentation to General Motors, to Delco at the time, and Bose was masterful. We played it, and then Ed Zapor got up in front of his group and he said, "Normally I would poll my staff." He said, "This time I'm not going to. Dr. Bose, we want to work with you."
You step into a car and you listen to the music and it's just immersive. It's all around you and it sounds right and, it just, can give you goosebumps.